Awful waffles. Awful waffles.
The sickness, Nicole.
I know, Marc.
No, we're both shot.
We are.
We sound like total garbage.
We do. We do.
Listening to the podcast of sniffles, deep ass voices.
I know. I
from
do.
both of us.
I know. Mine has just gotten progressively worse through the day. Like
I'm actually getting over mine.
I've been fighting it for like
and
a good week.
You've been fighting the good fight.
I know. I was good until yesterday.
You were, yeah.
Well, what day did I take a nap? What day did I go to bed at 8 o'clock?
Yesterday.
Well, I went right to bed at 8.
Last night you went to bed at 8 o'clock and you woke up at 8 o'clock in the morning. So you got a full-on 12 hours, which I'm personally, my 37 years on this earth, I have found I operate best at no less than 12 to 14 hours of sleep.
You do. And I normally need like 6.
I mean, legitimately, I think I run on about 5 to 6 hours of sleep. Yeah. But to be at my peak optimal mark, I need to be at like 12 to 14.
How many hours a week do you think I get to sleep? I probably go to bed at like midnight and wake up at 5?
Yeah, you sleep never. But you're
So
also a nursing student, so that would be why you don't ever sleep.
3, 4, 5.
And
then I don't sleep solid through the night.
I just got to ask you to adjust your microphone, please.
Sure. Well, we have that problem.
We do. Your breasts, I know.
It gets in...
Okay, I'm not worried about the screen. I'm worried about... You just push the screen into your teeth. That's not going to help. We're not trying to block the wind from your teeth.
How's that?
Beautiful teeth you may have.
Thank you.
You do.
Thank you.
In our relationship, you have the better teeth.
I do.
I have the garbage teeth.
I spent a lot of money on these bad boys.
You spent like 10 grand on your teeth.
Yeah.
I've spent like ghetto ass insurance policies on my teeth, and they're just.
I got braces
garbage.
as an adult though.
You did.
Which they didn't look any different than they do right this moment.
No, your teeth are phenomenal. My teeth are
this
terrible.
is what they looked like before I got braces too.
For the listeners out there, and this is the Awful Waffles podcast with Marc.
Hi, Nicole.
Welcome to this week's episode of the Awful Waffles. Nicole and I, unfortunately, are suffering from our first cold of the season, and
it really lasted. It held off for a long time. It's like the end of October, dude.
Yeah. Well, it's also been like a super hot October, but cold wise, I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that this has been like a combination of the cold and the flu.
You were sick.
Yeah, I get sick 2 to 3 times a year, maybe.
And he is a bastard.
I'm pretty shitty about getting sick. Yeah, I just want to be left alone and just to hibernate and
but by left alone, he means he doesn't want anyone to make eye contact with it.
I'm like Medusa. Don't fucking look at my eyes. I'll turn you to stone.
Left alone, he means don't speak to him or look at him.
Well, look,
so,
but this actually plays into a recent change that we had in the podcast. Recently, for the Awful Waffles podcast, I adjusted our category in iTunes because I didn't know where to put us, like for a category. So it was.
And they don't have awesome.
No, they don't. No, they don't have awesome. I'm sorry. No, but they actually don't have. I didn't know where to stick us, so I stuck us in comedy. But we're not necessarily a comedy-based podcast. So I believe right now, if you look us up on iTunes specifically,
are we drama?
Are we drama?
Yeah.
No, we're pretty drama-free. We do a really good job of being married for so long and being drama-free. I stuck us, I think, in personal journals or personal journeys.
Oh.
One of the two. So, yeah. So this plays into our personal journal/journey of being married and having a family and sickness that runs in the family, because when Dad gets sick, unfortunately, everybody else gets sick because we live in a small home.
And there's 4 of us.
And there's 4 of us. So if somebody sneezes or farts sideways, everybody else gets sick. So as you can tell from my voice, and my nasal slash, and I may be on my 5th or 6th beer.
Are you really?
I might be. Yeah. So I got sick, and the rest of the household got sick. So we are.
Charlie has not. Our son has not been sick though.
I can tell his nose is all congested. Evelyn's sick. You're sick. We're all basically slowly coming down with the cold.
We all have it.
Which, when you're a family, getting sick is a completely different dynamic because the kids have to be taken care of first.
Yeah.
So if I'm sick, I can't not bring the kids to school and take care of, the laundry and the dishes and getting the kids taking all the kid stuff plus your stuff. So that's where we are today. And that's why I'm all sniffly.
Plus, I'm in nursing school.
Plus, you're in nursing school. So if you get sick, we're completely screwed.
I know. That's what I said. I have a test this week. I'm like, I can't be sick.
And as we mentioned last week, you are tits deep in nursing school.
I am.
So
6 weeks left
so
of the
personal. Let's call it a personal journal.
All right.
This is the sick chapter.
Well,
this is the
and
are
our
you
personal
down with the
journey.
sickness? That terrible. What band was that?
What?
That are you down with the sickness? They're terrible. They're just terrible metal. They're not
I know
even metal.
what it
They're
is.
terrible,
I know the song.
terrible metal.
I don't
Disturbed.
remember. Oh.
That's who it was. Yeah, Disturbed. Yeah. Sorry for all you Disturbed fans out there, but that's just total garbage.
Oh my God.
It happens. So yeah.
I don't think I'm a pain in the ass when I'm sick.
No, I'm a huge pain in the ass when I'm sick because I just want to hibernate.
Yeah.
Generally
You're
speaking,
not needy. You just get nasty.
No, I don't want to be fucked with at all. Like, don't talk to me. Don't look at me. I'm pretty good with the kids, though.
But like
surprisingly.
the other day, he was down in the basement, and I came down and I said, "How are your lungs?" And he said, "Why?" And I said, "Because you said they hurt yesterday."
Yeah, no, my lungs hurt. Like my lungs
and
are.
you're like, you actually, you're like, sorry.
Well, because my lungs are full of mucus and it hurts to breathe. Yeah, when I get sick, and I think as a nursing student, and you've been legit a nurse since you were like 21. 23. Okay, sorry.
Actually, I turned 23.
Yeah, you've been in the field
May.
for years. Degrees and whatnots aside, doesn't matter. You're a nurse. So my whole take on when I'm sick, and I mean, this might not necessarily be the best advice to give people, but I say if you're lit up from the tit up on cold medication, you're
God,
technically not sick because you're too high on cold medication
I think
to
you're
really be considered sick.
I'm just going to tell you that that's ridiculous. And you're crazy.
If you take a lot of Alka-Seltzer, cold and sinus, and then you chase that down with some NyQuil.
No, Mark, and then
listen, I understand it's not good. What I'm saying is if you drunk or meth the sickness out of you, it's how I roll.
No,
I know
anyone
it's not
who
good.
listens, it's not okay.
Listen, I've been doing this since my teen years.
Don't do it.
Just you're not sick if you're intoxicated.
Yeah, but you've never listened to me when you're sick.
No, I don't at all. I can't.
Tell them about the blister, motherfucker.
I'm not going to talk about the blister because I had a legit infection in my foot that you didn't consider to be noteworthy.
Oh, I think that is a lie.
Okay, all right.
This is a fight
right.
for like
Listen,
10
we're
years.
almost 10 minutes in. Let's get this out of the way. Talk about it because we need to get to stuff.
This has been like a 10-year debate between the two of us.
Jesus. All
So
right,
we weren't
do
even like living together yet. You hadn't even moved me into your apartment yet.
No, we had been together. We were courting at that point.
We were.
Well, I don't even think we were officially dating.
We might have been because
I don't think so because you weren't even living with me.
No, but
We were just quote unquote seeing each other.
But I had bought you clothes, so we were dating.
Clothes?
Yes, I bought you a new pair of shoes, and you were going on a job interview, and I bought you this new outfit for it.
What job was that?
Remember, it was the vest and the gray pants, and then I bought you those tie-up shoes that gave you the blister.
Oh, you bought me the shoes that gave me the horrible infection in my foot.
Well, I had also told you to take care
about
of
that.
it.
Yeah.
So you need to take care of your foot.
Okay.
You need to take care of your foot.
So you bought me a pair of shoes that in turn gave me an infection in my foot because the blister was
because
so
you
bad.
didn't fucking do anything about it.
Okay. And your instructions were to soak my foot and put it up, right?
It's an Epsom salt.
An Epsom salt and put it up. But the same day you told me to do that, you brought me shopping with you and your sister, and you went all over hell and back. And I was like, yo, my foot hurts.
And then the next day he ended up.
So, well, hold on a second. Let's back this up. So
What'd you end up with, cellulitis?
Yeah, I had I actually. Okay, this is what happens. Okay, so I wasn't between jobs,
No.
but I was in the middle of leaving a job, going to a different job where I had to get some sort of suit. some form of nice attire.
I wish I could remember all of this.
No, I remember the job that I was getting. It was, let's say it was in the automotive industry, and it was an internet manager position.
Yes.
So I had to go for the interview, and I had to look all fancy. Prior to that, I was working in personal care for developmental disabled individuals. So I was going from that field to a different field. And all the while, this is while I was kind of in transition of going from being a freelance graphic artist and web developer to trying to get into a more stable, regular 9-to-5 job. So Nicole bought me a new pair of fancy shoes, and I put them on, and I went to my interview and this and that, and they left a giant, huge, nasty mark on my foot, which in turn caused a really nasty infection, which the following day, Nicole and her sister brought me shopping, and I was like, yo, my foot is really hurting, like, I got to sit down, and Nicole got all mad at me, and she's not paying attention because she's looking at her phone.
Totally paying attention.
So the following day, I happened to be at the job, and there was a nurse on site, and I was like, hey, my foot's really hurting me. Can you look at me? Can you look at my foot? So it was a nurse at the job that I was at. Yes. And she looked at my foot, and she's like, oh my God, you have a streak up your leg, which I looked at, and I'm like, holy shit, I have a red streak up my leg for my foot. And she's like, you need to get to the hospital. And it was actually a Sunday, and it was the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
You tried to poison me, basically.
I did not try to poison you.
No, you tried to kill me.
But once it popped, if you would have soaked your foot, like I had told you to.
You told me to soak my foot, dude, and then you were like, oh, we're going shopping with my sister.
That was days.
It wasn't days. It was literally on a Saturday, because that Sunday is when I went to the hospital, and you met me up there because I'm like,
and
my
the
foot's
job
gonna
interview
fall
was
off.
on a Thursday.
My foot's going to fall off.
Days.
It wasn't days.
It was days.
This is why we're under personal journal, because we're going to agree to disagree.
Days, motherfucker.
That Nicole tried to have my foot amputated. It was actually a really bad infection.
It really was.
Like, it was really bad.
Wasn't you quit smoking your infections or not?
Once I quit smoking, yes. Once I quit smoking, my infections have gone down.
So, Mark, anyways,
Nicole,
despite being wrong.
first of all, there are other nurses that listen to this podcast. Okay, respect. Respect and love to all the nurses that listen to this podcast. They would definitely say my infection was bad enough, where it was running up my leg as a red streak towards my heart, where it would kill me. And I had to get
where are you going with this, motherfucker?
Antibiotics in a bag. And you still like, oh my God, I don't even care. Oh my God, I don't even care.
Because I'm going to change the subject because you're just going to piss me off.
As a nurse, you are a loving and caring individual. You are. You love and care for your patients more than I ever could. Unless it's me. And you hope I die.
No. One of us is extremely difficult.
Listen, I'm not difficult. I'm just different.
One of us.
Okay. Anyway.
In our relationship and in life is extremely difficult.
Listen,
and
you,
it is
and you
not
know what?
me.
I have enough self-realization to say it might be me. I may be a difficult individual. Under this hard exterior, you will find a heart of gold.
Yeah,
maybe not.
Put up with it.
Maybe not a heart of gold. You'll find some cool shit. Anyway, all right.
Anyways. So, Mark.
Okay, Nicole.
Despite being a dick.
That's why I love you. That's why I love you.
What do you think your spirit animal?
My spirit animal.
I just had like a
realization.
Say it.
Realization?
Yeah.
Yo, for real. I love you more than anything in this world. We've produced two beautiful humans together in passion and love. You can't fucking talk to save your life. You can't.
No. This is not a fucking surprise.
Okay, I'm just saying. All right.
This is not
All
like
right.
a shocker. Like, oh, Nick's not an eloquent speaker? Oh, I'm surprised
You
by
and your
that.
boy referencing the last episode, Ray LaMontagne. I need to get the other one how to talk.
So,
all
anyways.
right?
So I just had like this epiphany that I'm a cat.
You're a cat.
I totally am.
So your spirit animal.
It's a cat, and I
It's a
always
cat.
thought it was a
Okay.
dog, but it's not. I am not a dog.
Now, there are many different. There are different breeds of dogs with different characteristics. I don't understand cats because, I mean, I know there's like a Maine Coon and there's like a Siamese and a hairless.
No, I don't think
hairless cats look kind of cool.
I don't want a hairless cat.
Okay, so you're
but
not a
listen,
hairless cat.
so this is
Okay.
why I'm a cat.
Okay.
So I'm just nice enough to where I like to be around,
Okay.
but I don't really want to make plans with and go anywhere with anybody.
Okay.
So like if you fuck with me too much, I gotta go.
Okay.
I don't want to have any pressure.
Okay.
Don't pressure me to do anything. Don't pressure me to go anywhere.
Okay.
The second I feel a little bit of pressure, I'm like, I don't know. I gotta go.
You're not big into pressure, no.
No, I hate it. I won't do it if I feel pressured.
You won't.
So, I'm pretty sure cats don't like to be pressured. They come around when they want to. They like people, but they just don't want like to be super messed with.
Okay.
I'm a cat. My best friend should be a cat. Like, I'm a cat.
Okay, so you think that you're like the animal that you most like identify with as a cat?
Probably.
Okay.
Could you see it now that like I pointed that out? Like,
yeah,
they're like the lone cat.
The lone cat.
But I'm not
Okay.
really a lone person. I just
No,
don't
you're
want too
pretty
much.
lone.
I don't want too much. Like, I like people.
No, but you like, okay, like in a cat situation, like your mother and your sisters are like, you're like litter mates.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, anybody on the outside, you're not really like, you have friends.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, and I'm
But-
friendly, and I
Yeah.
have friends, but, like,
You just can't commit.
I can't commit.
You
I don't want to
can't at
commit. Like, I want that cat door to the outside.
Okay, cool. I get it.
So I think I'm a cat.
Okay,
Except for
so
I don't think
you're a
I
cat.
hate birds. So I don't want to
And
kill
you
them.
you do hate. How do you feel about fish?
I like fish.
Okay.
We had Georginki for years.
We did. Yeah,
And
our son had a cat for years, or had a fish for years that
That
died twice.
died
We
twice.
replaced him twice.
No, just the one time. The other time he got sucked up the air hole, and they thought he was dead, and I was on my way to work in the morning, and I said, well, I don't have time to deal with this now. Hopefully he doesn't see it. So I left it in there. And then it was a Friday night, and you were
Right.
podcasting with Rob and Chris at the house.
Yep.
And so
Robin Chris from nbpod.com.
Oh, it's my favorite. I
Earth's
like when-
mightiest bastards.
I like when you throw them in.
YouTube.com/nbpod. We are almost to 1,000 subscribers on our YouTube, which doesn't sound like much, but for 3 dudes from a small town doing a DIY video project, kind of big. So if you're on YouTube, be sure to subscribe.
I should subscribe.
YouTube.com/nbpod. You should.
You should give me a YouTube channel.
Your own YouTube channel or your own YouTube account?
I don't know, whichever one I'm
Okay,
supposed to
cool.
have. Anyways, so this cat or this fish like got sucked up in the air tube, and Rob like flicked it, and then the fish came out and swam away.
Because he wasn't dead. He was just stuck to an air tube for 12 hours.
I know, and I didn't know. I thought he was dead, and I was like, I'm going to be late for work. I can't flush the fish.
Okay, fish are cool.
But remember the first fish? Can we talk about that, though?
Okay.
So there was Georginki,
Yep.
the original, the
The
OG.
OG George Yankee, who was a carnival fish who lasted for like a year.
No, he lasted like a couple of days.
I thought he lasted a
no,
year.
the second Georginki was one from Walmart. He lasted like 3 or
Georginki
4.
Part 2.
Georginki
Yeah,
Part 2
okay.
lasted like... He just died a year ago, and I think that's because I forgot to clean his tank.
He had a year ago?
Yeah. We buried
thought
him
he-
here.
Oh, we did. That. Because I
Yeah.
keep hitting his headstone when I'm cutting the lawn.
Yeah.
I
So
forgot about
anyways...
that. Did he really die here?
Well, he might have died in transition.
Fish are a pain in the ass.
So
to take care of.
listen, so,
I'm listening.
I don't even know where I was going.
Look, you are a cat.
Oh, the minnows. So Charlie stuck the minnows.
Okay, the minnows.
The minnows from your
Continue.
dad's camp. We went fishing.
Yeah, we were fishing
And
with
Charlie
my
brought
father.
all
Okay.
the minnows in there.
Okay.
And he didn't give a shit when the minnows died. He was like, yeah, okay. I said, buddy, when the
Right.
minnows died, we have to flush them. Boom, flushed them. And then that went on for like the 6 minutes because we had to bring them all home because our kids like to bring everything everywhere.
They do.
And so then the other fish
I mean, look,
I
I understand that like fish are pets and fish are cool.
Mm-hmm.
I've never had a fish for a pet.
You had Georginki.
No, I didn't have George Yankee. I just dumped food in his bowl.
But did you ever feed him? Probably. I don't think so.
Yeah, no, I did. I fed George Yankee all the time. We all fed George Yankee. It's probably why he died.
He
because
probably
we
lived
were fed
forever.
him.
No, he lived forever.
I mean, I'm just not. I mean, look, I'm a dog guy. Like, I need a dog.
How do you feel about cats? Seeing as how you have 2 apparently.
'Cause
Because I'm a
I mean,
cat.
cats are weird. Like, cats are cool.
Mm-hmm.
Like, one of the first pets I had before I actually had a dog was a cat. He was a black cat. His name was Azrael, and he was named after the Smurfs. Gargamel's cat was Azrael, And I was also a huge 90s comic nerd for Batman, and the replacement for Batman when he had his back broken by Bane was Azrael. So I had this black cat named Azrael, who was like my best buddy. He was like super cool. Like he would follow me back and forth from school. He was like the coolest black little cat. And of course, he, unfortunately, he passed away and completely broke my heart. But I think honestly, I love my cat Azrael, and our cat Sparkles is super cool too. But
there she
and
is.
There's
Speaking of
Sparkles
that,
on the podcast table at the moment, drinking your tea.
I know she spilled over like 3 glasses of water.
Yeah, she's a little off. She's been off the chain since she got fixed.
She wants to go outside.
I think that the work that I've done earlier in my life with like pit bull rescues, and just owning a pit bull, and then having my dog Tomas. I'm definitely more of a dog guy. I think that there's a certain loyalty, a certain love, a certain affection. Not saying that cats aren't loyalty and love and affection, but I've definitely... Why are you smelling the cat?
I thought I smelled a little toot from the thing.
I mean, a dog farts, I get. Cat farts, I don't think I can... My mind can't handle that right now. But I think what I'm trying to say is that I'm more of a dog guy.
Okay.
And the cats are cool. I mean, I don't mind cats. Like,
so
she's
pretty
a
much
cool
you're saying
cat.
I'm not your soulmate.
No, I mean, you as a cat, I totally, yeah, you're not my soulmate. I'm sorry. Our marriage must end. You get the house and the kids. Congratulations. I'm moving to Arizona.
What do you think your spirit animal would be?
Probably a dog.
You think?
I think so, yeah.
I think you're a koala.
A what?
A koala.
Koalas are vicious.
You look like a koala.
Okay, I look like a koala, but in actual physicality, koalas are like squirrels with knives for hands, and they're vicious. Like, this is a super long connection, but I have a acquaintance that is actually from Australia, dual citizenship, United Kingdom. I'm not sure if he's listening, but he is. If he happens to be, what's up, Neil? And koala infestations, from what he told me, it's like having a squirrel in your house, but a koala has like daggers for fingers. So if you're saying that like I'm an unpredictable, weird little varmint that has daggers for fingers, and if I'm in your house I'm going to claw the fuck out of you, then yeah, I guess.
And you hate cats, so
Yeah,
there you go.
but koalas are not necessarily fun and or cute, so.
All right.
So continue, please. I'm going to go with dogs. I mean, for a majority of my life, I owned dogs.
I've always had a
and
dog.
dogs have always been kind of my thing. And
I like old dogs.
I mean, I'm like a real note. Like, I really miss having a dog.
I know.
Like, I really miss having a dog. I mean, the dogs that we had, I had for well over 15 years.
You did. They were definitely your dogs.
Yeah, and they were great dogs. I mean, they were difficult at times, but that's what dogs do. But it's kind of nice when you come home late at night and there's just a wagging tail waiting for you. Just super happy, unconditional love. It's
Your
And
dog loved me. She loved to shit under my pillow.
my dog loved to shit. My dog did love to shit under your pillow. She did.
She was not.
So tell us more about why you think you're a cat, Nicole.
I told you all the good reasons. I don't think I think it's their personality. Like, they want to be around, but don't fuck with me too much because then I gotta go. Keep their cards tight. I think that if cats had cards...
because cats are emotionally shut down. That's why you think you're a fucking cat, because you're emotionally shut down? Okay. I mean, yeah, cool.
I think if a cat had the deck of cards, they would totally keep them tight.
Because they're fucking assholes.
You think I'm an
Yeah,
asshole?
no, I don't think that you're an asshole, but I think that cats in general are fucking assholes.
No, because I like...
Not that I don't love the cat that I previously owned,
You know
or the
what
cat
I
that I
found,
currently
though?
own, but they're
I
fucking
found
assholes.
that I'm a cat person now. I never used to be.
No, you're definitely a cat person. You were
I
totally
totally
a
am.
cat person.
So, like, people, I talk about my cat, and then people show me their pictures of their cats, and then
No,
I'm
I know.
so excited to see that. I love it.
I mean, we talked about this in a couple of early episodes where I thought we were becoming cat people.
I am.
You are. I don't think I am.
I have become
Sparkles
a cat
is
person.
cool. And as far as Sparkles is concerned, like, I feel a certain amount of responsibility to her because she technically found me.
I know.
Like, she was at work.
It was like fate. She's supposed to be at our house.
Yeah, but I mean, I was at work, and the chances of her finding me, and I kind of like, in a sense, I don't want to say I rescued
You
her,
did rescue her.
but it sounds too bravado. Like, oh, I rescued the cat. Like, she was there, and I'm like, look, you need a home. You're a good cat. Keeping her at work wouldn't have worked out, so I took her into our home with our kids, because I know that our kids were bummed out that our dogs, unfortunately, had to be put.
I know, they died back to back.
They died back to back. Yeah, we had to put them down back to back. So, I have a definite sense of responsibility.
But you're not a cat person.
But I'm not. I mean, no. I mean, I don't dislike her. I think she's cool. I enjoy her.
So
she's
you don't
fun.
sit and Google, how do you know if your cat likes you?
No, I would never fucking Google how do I know if my cat likes me, because you know what?
You don't.
No, because the difference is when I owned a fucking dog, I knew the dog liked me, because whenever I'd see her, her tail would wag and she'd come over and she'd kiss my face. Or whenever I'd go anywhere, she'd be so far up my ass I couldn't do anything. That's how I knew that my dog loved me.
Oh, I know the cat.
My cat, I mean, she's cool. She hangs out. I got to kick her off the table, I don't know, every 10 minutes. When I'm sick, for 2 or 3 days in bed from this terrible cold that I'm currently suffering from, she meows out the front window for no fucking apparent reason.
It's because she wants out.
Nobody. Yeah, well, she just recently got fixed, so she needs a couple of days to heal before we can let her out into the fucking wild. So, yeah, she's cool. I do not wish her ill will. I wish her nothing but success in this life.
Oh, I Google stuff about cats.
You're looking at her, and she's under my computer desk at the moment.
I know, she's super cute.
No, I mean, she's a cool cat. She's cute, but I'm a dog guy. So you're a cat, and I'm a dog. Like, I need to get a dog.
You know what I like?
What do you like?
Old dogs. Old, stinky dogs.
I had an old, stinky dog, and I don't think that you guys are the best of friends. Thomas was old as shit.
Thomas? Okay, this is what I didn't...
My dog Thomas was a boxer.
So let's just
/
look at the story
white
out.
terrier mix.
So the dogs...
He was a little aggressive.
A time period that we refer to as BTN, and that is before the name.
I owned the dogs for many a year before I met you.
Yes.
There was a woman before you.
Who I love. I love her.
Shout out to Melissa. Hopefully we can get her on the
Melissa.
podcast
Hi,
at some
Melissa.
point. What up, Melissa? Hopefully we can get her on the
She probably
podcast
doesn't
at some
listen to
point.
us.
No, I think she does.
Oh.
Hopefully we can get her on the podcast at some point, and we can have the Marc
this is what happened
and
with
Melissa and Nicole podcast.
So
Did you just burp? What are you eating?
I have a cough drop.
Okay, all right. I'm just checking.
Can you hear it? Because it's like my pet peeve. I have that
We
whenever.
just sound like complete garbage.
Yeah. When you can hear people chew, like I try so hard, and it gives me belly anger, and I try to hold it in.
All right.
So, anyways, Thomas
Right.
was the kind of dog that, as I'm letting him out, pissed on my leg.
Yes, he would do that occasionally.
Or occasionally, lots of occasions.
He was a difficult
He was the kind of dog
dude.
that, when you were doing something like mopping the floor,
Right.
he came up and took a shit on the floor.
He did,
just
yes,
mop.
because he was taken to. He didn't have socialization with his brothers and sisters. He was taken too early. I got him at like 3 or 4 weeks. He was way too early to be taken. He was too
Wow.
small. He didn't have any socialization, and I tried the best with him. He was good with me. Him and I together, we were good. But even after a while, they kind of started. He never once bit or nipped at me, but
never bit me.
We had a definite an understanding with each other, where he was just a little bit. He was an edgelord of a dog.
He was.
He was edgy.
So you'd go near
He had a
him.
black trench coat. He was listening to Marilyn Manson. He's like, the beautiful people, the beautiful people.
He was an ass.
Yeah,
so
he was
you
an
never
ass.
knew, like, I think the pizza delivery guy came and he pissed on his leg or
He
something.
pissed on a lot of people. He pissed on a lot of people.
So
yeah.
like that's
he
a
was
big
big in the
check of
territory.
like, that might not be a lot of fun.
Right.
Check for Nick. Okay. So I put up with it for a while. And
All right, get back into the mic.
Okay.
Please.
I am.
Okay, I'm just naming it. Whoa, hold on a second. We got some interference here. Okay, sorry.
Okay.
There you go.
So
Much better.
So that was like my first
Man,
check
these cords are a bitch. Wow. Okay.
against
Sorry.
Tommy. I was like, you know what? I'm taking him out for a walk and you're pissing on my leg.
He
Not
was
my
very.
favorite
He
thing.
was just territorial.
Not
that's
my
all.
favorite. Yeah, especially to the leash, apparently.
Right.
To go outside so he could pee. So that was annoying. And then let's talk about Maggie. So the first night that I ever stayed at your house, your
Right.
apartment.
My American Staffordshire Terrier.
took a giant deuce under the pillow. So I get into bed, and this is like, I'm staying there, and it's strictly platonic at that point.
Stop.
So I get into bed.
So you're sleeping in bed with me, and it's platonic?
I'm sleeping. At that point, we were sleeping.
Okay.
Well, not eventually. It
What do you think
changed.
the kids are going to hear this?
I'm just throwing facts, man. I'm just telling the facts of the story.
Okay, so you were quote unquote sleeping over after a night of parcheesi and ham sandwiches, and or heavy drinking and partying.
We weren't drunk. Not that time.
Pretty sure we were.
No, because then I put my hand...
Because we didn't have... We had like 3 or 4 dates of being completely hammered before we were like, hey, we should probably try to do this sober.
Yeah, it was 2 dates. And
yeah. Okay, and then one of the hammer dates is when my dog shit under your pillow.
No, it was sober because I wouldn't sleep at your house drunk. Because we weren't... Never mind. This is the story for a different podcast at a different time.
Because you're clearly keeping your soul clean, whatever.
So anyways.
Anyway.
So I go to bed, and I put my hand under the pillow, and I fucking grab something, and it's hot, and it's mushy, and I go, I think I'm touching something I'm not supposed to be, and I tear the pillow up, and it's a poop in my hand.
My dog shit under your pillow.
Okay. So, like, I tried to...
for real, okay?
Forgive that for a couple years. And then she
I was going to give her a high five because I thought that it was hilarious.
If I would have known that, I wouldn't have spent the night again.
I mean, it's kind of funny that, like, her territory, which is me, because she was a female dog and she was extremely territorial, and I was basically her life. Because she's a female, I'm a male. She bonded with me really tight, even before you. I was always me. So when my ex was gone, and then people shuffled around, and then you were there, she's like, well, who is this? And she just left. She left a present under the pillow.
Yeah. So then,
which is kind of impressive that she actually managed to take a poop under a pillow.
That was underneath the pillow.
It wasn't like on the pillow. It was actually under. How many dogs can take a shit under a pillow?
Gross.
It was hilarious.
It was so disgusting.
It's a great story.
So then,
we were telling the kids that, like, for years, like, that time my dog took a shit under the pillow when your mom was platonically sleeping over.
Yeah, it was fucking
quote
great.
unquote platonically sleeping over.
Great. And then years later, we have moved out of that apartment into another apartment, and she did something, and I said, "Hey, get out of there!" I think she was under my feet or something.
Right.
I yelled at her. Then she went on my bed and pissed on my side of the bed.
Just on your side.
Just on my side of the bed.
Because she marks her territory. Dogs are, listen, especially with the breed that Maggie was. God rest her soul, because she was a beautiful dog. She's an American Staffordshire Terrier. They are the line-bred version of a pit bull. A pit bull is a very wide variety of a dog. But an American Staffordshire Terrier specifically is bred for purposes.
Being an asshole.
They are very headstrong, and they need a certain amount of discipline put upon them.
I don't want to work that hard.
I had her in puppy classes when she was like, when I got her, I put her immediately in puppy classes. And her and I had a certain thing. If you ever noticed with her and I, she would never walk ahead of me. She'd always walk behind me. I would always walk through the door first. She would walk through the door second. If I was going to sit on the couch, I wouldn't let her up. I would invite her up. Her and I had a very specific set of rules that if you talk to dog trainers, they're like, yeah, that's how you train a dog. Well, and you didn't have those rules with her.
I don't want to work that fucking hard.
Okay, so you don't want to work that hard, but I did, and I had an excellent companion for life, and you had a dog that pissed and shit in your bed. I mean, it was my bed too, so I guess it eventually affected me, but she was a phenomenal dog.
You had a dog that pissed and shit in your bed.
It's true.
On my side.
It's true.
But so you still had a dog that pissed and shit in the bed.
I miss her.
I know.
I really do.
So anyways.
It bums me out.
I know.
She was a good dog.
You loved her.
I did love her. I don't, it sucks because, like, I don't want to get too, like, sappy about it, but, like, man, I don't know if I'm going to ever have a dog like that again. Like, just the connection that her and I had, like, it really bums me out because, like, she was a really good dog.
I know.
And she was, like, really good. Like, she was a bank loan.
That's how great. That's how
good she was.
side of the bed. It was fucking awesome. I loved it, man. She shit and pissed all over my bed.
She was a brute too.
It was great.
I
had to clean up tons of giant dog shit. I loved it.
Look, man, pit bulls get terrible reputations, but I'm gonna tell you what.
She wasn't a bit. No, I wasn't because of that.
No, but my dog, her build, she was built like a fucking shit brick house. She was maybe 14 inches tall.
Yeah.
She
It was never
short
that-
as
it was
shit,
never
and she
like I was afraid
75
of her.
pounds with a big ass alligator mouth. She was a monster.
But she was.
But
The
God
kids
damn,
loved
was she a
her.
good
And
dog. The kids, she was. I've never seen a dog so good with kids. Like, I'm talking infants, like babies, fresh out of the womb, babies. She was a great dog. I really do miss her though. She was a good dog.
Well, I know.
Sucks. But we got Sparkles, who's sleeping on our microphone cases and farting. So
I love Sparky.
Sparky's cool, but I need a dog.
Well,
I like Sparkles. Sparkles is cool. Like I said, I feel personally responsible for Sparkles. I took her out of. I feel like I took her out of an abusive situation.
nah.
She was in the wild. She was unfixed. She had kittens. She was just waiting to get impregnated again, and we saved her. And now she's here, but she knocks over shit constantly.
She knocked over. You know what she did tonight?
What'd she do?
I had a glass of water on the
Okay.
table, and she took her paw and she purposely knocked it over.
Dude, I can't go to the bathroom without the cat watching me take a leak.
I know.
Okay?
She also hops in between the shower curtains when you shower.
She's a peeping Tom.
She's hilarious, and then
She's
she
weird.
likes to touch
She
the
doesn't.
water.
She doesn't fear water, which is kind of weird.
Or kids, which is
Yeah.
also weird for cats. That's why I think she was meant to be at our house.
She's
well,
a good cat.
All right, we talked a lot about animals tonight.
All right, there's a lot of animal talk. So why don't you give me a topic to close this out, because we're rounding about that time.
Well, like, what do you mean?
Do you have a topic you want to discuss?
No, I've discussed lots of things. Animals.
Okay, animal.
And hey, you know what else? I don't like birds.
Yeah, we know that you don't like birds. We know that. I don't like birds either. Birds are basically fucking dinosaurs.
I know.
All right, here's a topic. So
What, Mark? What's your topic?
Evelyn and I were at a pumpkin patch. Mm-hmm. This pumpkin patch happened to have, well, for one, goats. I love goats. Goats are cool.
You do.
Goats are just awesome. They have that weird cross-eyed thing.
I know.
Like Black Phillip. Oh, they're so dope. And I always give them the horns. I'm always like, yeah, sweet. So we were petting the goats and everything. And I think this is where the sickness started, actually. Evelyn was petting the goats. And not a minute later, she had her hand in her mouth. I'm like, oh, no, sickness. She's going to get sick. And then that's how I think I contracted this terrible sickness. But anyway, there's a bunch of kids, and there's like a chicken coop.
Ew.
Chickens are basically dinosaurs.
I don't even like to eat chicken.
If you look at a chicken, it's basically a de-evolved dinosaur into this little terrible, like feather shit ammonia filled little creature. Mm-hmm. Not saying that chickens aren't cool,
I don't like them.
because I'm sure maybe some people have chickens like, I love my chicken, but these poor kids are hanging out with these chickens, and they're putting their fingers in the cage. And I'm like, no, don't, because the chickens are basically going to peck these kids' fingers.
I know.
So I spent a good 10 to 15 minutes trying to get all these kids to not put their fingers in the chicken coop. And then I was like, you know what? At some point, Darwinism has to kick in. And if you get your finger pecked by a chicken, you're eventually going to be like, you know what I shouldn't do? I shouldn't put my goddamn fingers in a chicken coop because the chickens are going to peck the shit out of them. So that was my big revelation for the week.
Okay.
You have nothing else. That's it.
No, I don't like chickens.
All right, chickens are garbage.
I don't even like to eat chicken.
You don't. I love chicken.
It tastes too much like fucking chicken.
If we had a Popeyes in town, holy shit, I'd be in heaven.
Wow, I don't like it.
You don't like Popeyes?
I don't like chicken.
Really? Okay, if you had Popeyes or KFC, what do you pick? And don't even bring in Chick-fil-A because they're garbage.
Probably the sides. I don't like chicken.
You want the sides? Ugh,
You know I don't like chicken. Anyways, all right.
Oh, really? You're gonna anyways all-right me on Popeyes versus KFC? Because Popeyes fucking rules.
I
And this shit's good.
hate KFC. It tastes gross.
KFC is
It's
not
gross.
as good as is not as good as Popeyes.
I don't like
anyway.
it. When have I ever said, "Oh, you know what I want? Just a bucket of chicken"? Never have those words came out of my mouth.
Because if you had a box of Popeyes, it's bomb.
It's
But a
spicy.
bucket of KFC is not good. No, because Popeyes is good.
It's spicy.
You don't even understand chicken.
I don't like chicken.
You like ham.
I do.
That's terrible.
All right.
That's going to do it for this week's episode of the Awful Waffles podcast with Mark.
And Nicole.
Hey, you know what?
What?
Check us out on iTunes, Stitcher Radio, Google Play. Be sure to leave us some 5 stars and some good reviews on iTunes, because I think that's one that counts the most. We are on Facebook. We're on iTunes. We're on Facebook. We're on Twitter. We're on Instagram. And this week, our outro. We got a new outro, Nicole.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we do. Shout outs to Jordan Scott Dean for over the. I believe he is the producer over at the Raspy Voice Kids podcast. He happened to be dabbling, I think, in the lab, and he came up with a really cool intro / outro remix of our own theme, and we're going to be dropping that on the way out. So thanks for joining us for the Awful Waffles podcast, and
Bye-bye.
we'll be talking to you soon.
Awful waffles. Awful waffles.